University Challenge. Asking the questions, more Roger.
Hello and welcome to University Challenge, where two more teams are about to face their first starter for 10. The colleges they're representing were both founded under the reign of Elizabeth I, have almost identical student numbers, and are both seeking a second series title, having won this competition in 2010 and 1986, respectively. When he founded Emmanuel College, Cambridge in 1584, Sir Walter Mildmay reportedly said, "I have planted an acorn, which, when it becomes an oak, God alone knows what will be the fruit thereof." Well, we can probably assume he wasn't imagining this. Mildmay's aim was to train Protestant preachers, and notable early students included the Reverend John Harvard. More recent alumni include the author Maggie O'Farrell, the filmmaker Carol Rice, and the art historian James Fox. The team representing the college tonight is playing on behalf of around 650 students and has an average age of just over 22. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Jerry Chen. I'm from Glasgow and I'm studying medicine.
Hi, I'm Alex Sutton. I'm from Reading and I study biological anthropology.
And their captain?
Hi, I'm Jaya Alagar. I'm from Pennsylvania and I study population health sciences.
Hello, I'm Alexander Harrison. I'm from Cardiff and I'm studying for a PhD in chemical engineering.
Jesus College, Oxford, was founded in 1571 after lawyer and clergyman Hugh Price petitioned the Queen for a college where scholars of Wales can be trained up in good letters. Its fellowships and scholarships remained almost exclusively open to Welshmen until the late 1800s, when dwindling student numbers prompted the college to open its doors wider. Alumni since then have included Pixley Carr Isaka Semi, co-founder of the African National Congress, the sailor Hilary Lister and the poet Gwyn Thomas. Tonight, it's represented by the youngest team in this year's series with an average age just shy of 20. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Andy Deng. I'm from Croydon in London and I'm studying physics.
Hi, I'm Andy Schwabel and I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and I do history and politics.
And their captain?
Hi, I'm Ben Biggs. I'm from Southend in Essex and I'm reading history and politics.
Hi, I'm Meg Gandry Napfine. I'm from Bishop Auckland and I'm studying history and English.
The rules haven't changed. Starter questions are worth 10 points and must be answered individually and on the buzzer. A correct starter question wins your team a set of 3 bonuses worth 5 points each, on which you can confer. Fingers on buzzers, here's your first starter for 10. I need the name of a film here. Quote, "Does not this word sound like the call of the death bird at midnight? Take care you never utter it, lest life's pictures fade into pale shadows and ghostly dreams rise from your heart and feed on your blood." Preceded by the film's title, this is one English translation of the opening intertitle of which 1922 silent film by F.W. Murnau?
Emmanuel Harrison.
Nosferatu?
It is Nosferatu by F.W. Murnau. Your bonus points, Emmanuel, then are 3 questions on goats, sometimes equated with the Roman Faunus, who is the god of pastures and flocks in Greek mythology, represented as a hybrid of a man's body and a goat's horns and hindquarters.
Pan.
It is Pan. Which mythological monster is the offspring of Echidna and Typhon and is a hybrid of a goat, a lion and a dragon or snake?
That's Chimera, I believe.
Chimera.
Yeah, Chimera.
Chimera.
It is Chimera. Which figures in Greek mythology are the drunken followers of Dionysus and are depicted in art with the hair and legs of goats or horses?
Satyrs, yes.
Satyr.
That is satyrs. Another starter question then. In the title of works by Henry Wallace, Benjamin West, Nicolas Poussin and Jacques-Louis David, what 3 words precede the names Chatterton, Nelson, Germanicus and Marat?
Emmanuel Harrison.
The death of?
It is the death of. Your bonus questions, Emmanuel, are on T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland. Eliot's first draft of The Wasteland was entitled He Do the Police in Different Voices, words that he took from which late novel by Charles Dickens? The he refers to a character named Sloppy, who reads the newspaper for Mrs. Higden.
It's Dickens with silly names, so it could be Nicholas Nickleby. They have weird names in that one.
I don't know.
Nicholas Nickleby.
No, it's our mutual friend. Taking its title from a line in The Wasteland, which even in war novel ends with the protagonist, Tony Last, held prisoner in a remote part of Brazil, forced to read aloud the complete works of Charles Dickens to his eccentric captor, Mr. Todd.
So Wars, it could be, I don't think it's Decline and Fall, but that sounds like something that could be in The Wasteland, yeah.
Decline and Fall.
Go for it.
Decline and Fall.
No, it's A Handful of Dust. Both drawing their titles from the wasteland, Consider Phlebas and Look to Windward are books in which author's culture series of science fiction novels?
Oh, that's Ian M. Banks. Yeah. Yeah.
Banks.
Yeah, Banks, as in something you get money out of.
Banks.
It is Ian M. Banks, quite right. Let's have another starter question then. Spoken by over 260 million people as either a first or additional language, what is the most widely spoken language in the Southern Hemisphere? Having official status in 9 independent countries, the global community of speakers are known as Lusophones.
Jesus Biggs.
Portuguese.
It is Portuguese. Your bonuses then, Jesus, are on country names that begin and end with the 2-letter symbols of chemical elements. For example, Morocco, which begins with the symbol for molybdenum and ends with a symbol for cobalt. In each case, give the country from the description of the 2 elements. First, an essential trace element in the human body, immediately below sulfur in the periodic table, and the most abundant metallic element in the Earth's crust. This country is in West Africa.
Fe.
No, it's
Lithium? Like for the last bit, I think. So it could be Mali.
The most common element in the Earth's crust is iron, right?
Oh,
Fe.
so what would Fe be at the end?
In West Africa,
Just say Mali. We got to move.
Mali?
Yeah.
No, it's Senegal, Se and Al for selenium and aluminium. Secondly, a noble gas that is the 3rd most abundant element in the Earth's atmosphere, and a very soft silvery white metal found in the mineral halite. This country is in the Americas.
Ale and in the
Argentina.
Argentina.
What?
Oh, no, that's sodium. No.
Sodium is a metal.
It's
Yeah,
Argentina.
but it's... Oh,
Argentina.
Well done, yes. Ar and Na for argon and sodium. Finally, a highly conductive ductile metal, atomic number 29, and a white metallic element isolated by Humphrey Davy in 1808. This is also a country in the Americas.
Isolated by Henry Davy.
Copper. What's C? Colombia. What's C? Oh, C was cobalt.
Cobalt and barium.
Yeah.
Just go,
Colombia.
yeah.
Colombia.
Bad luck, it's Cuba. It's Cuba.
Copper.
Picture round then. For your picture starter, you'll see the graph of a function. For 10 points, name it.
Jesus Dang.
Cosine.
It is cosine x. For your picture bonuses, you'll see the graphs of 3 more trigonometric functions, 5 points for each, that you correctly identify. First,
Oh, tangent. Or
No,
cotangent.
actually,
Cotangent.
no. It's arc.
Oh,
arc.
or secant or cosecant.
Go.
Say secant.
It's arc of something. Wait. Arc sine.
Arc sign.
it is arcsine. Secondly,
What? It's like x squared.
Like a
It's
quadratic or something.
cosh.
Gosh,
Kosh.
it is cosh. Finally,
it's incredible.
That's tangent.
Tangent.
it is tangent, yeah, or tan x. Start the question now. What biological structure is this? Enclosed by a phospholipid membrane system punctuated by pores containing so-called FG repeats. This organelle contains the majority of a cell's genetic material and
Emmanuel Harrison.
Nucleus.
it is nucleus, yes, in the Latin for nut. Your bonus points, Emmanuel, then are 3 questions on scientists. Born in 1901, which US physicist gives his name to an electrostatic generator and particle accelerator used in atomic physics?
It could be Lawrence. I mean, he did
Tron, isn't it?
possibly. I think Lawrence is not a horrendous guess. He'd be about the right age and did invent particle accelerators. Did do particle accelerators.
Lawrence.
No, it's Robert van der Graaf. Simon van der Meer and Carlo Rubbia share the 1984 Nobel Prize for Physics for their work on W and Z particles associated with which of the fundamental interactions of particle physics?
Weak nuclear force.
Defer to Alex.
Weak nuclear force.
It is weak nuclear force. The winner of a Nobel Prize in 1910, which Dutch scientist gives his name to both an equation extending the ideal gas laws and a weak intermolecular force?
Yeah,
Van der Waals.
Correct. I'll start a question then. Subtitled The Matter, Form and Power of a Commonwealth Ecclesiastical...
Emmanuel Harrison.
Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes.
It is Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes, 1651, of course. Your bonuses, Emmanuel, are on professional football clubs founded as teams for workers. Which West Midlands club was formed by workers at the Singer Bicycle Factory in 1883? Based at Highfield Road for 106 years, their sole success in major trophies was winning the FA Cup in 1987.
87. Coventry.
That sounds about right. I mean, it is West Midlands.
Defer to Alex.
Coventry City.
It is Coventry City. Founded in 1913 for employees of the Philips Electronics Company, Philips Sport Vereeniging, or Philips Sport Association, is the official name of a club based in which European city?
Philips.
Is that in
Munich? It sounds German.
It's not a horrendous guess.
I would say Munich.
We can live with Munich.
Munich?
No, it's Eindhoven, as in PSV Eindhoven. Which German club was founded in 1904 for the workers of a pharmaceutical company, currently one of the world's largest?
Bayer Leverkusen.
Defer to Alex.
Bayer Leverkusen.
It was Bayer Leverkusen. I'll start a question then. Before Elizabeth II in 2022, who was the last British monarch to die in Scotland? Doing so after the Battle of Solway Moss in 1542, to be succeeded by his 6-day-old daughter, Mary.
Jesus Biggs.
Charles II.
No.
Emmanuel Sutton.
James V.
It was James V of Scotland. Your bonuses then, Emmanuel, are on descriptive words. All answers end in the same 4 letters. What word designates any of the towns or cities of Northern Europe belonging to a commercial confederation that developed in the 12th century? It appears in the official names of the cities of Lübeck and Hamburg.
Hanseatic.
Hanseatic League.
Yeah, Hanseatic.
Hanseatic.
It is Hanseatic. Next, what adjective can be applied to both a component of the female reproductive apparatus in flowering plants and a bodily mark said to resemble that of the crucifixion?
Stigmata.
Stigmata.
Yeah.
Stigmata.
No, I asked for the adjective, I'm afraid, so the correct answer is stigmatic. Next, meaning imperturbable or apathetic, what adjective derives from the name of one of the 4 traditional bodily humours?
Severe.
No, so it'll be either sanguine, choleric, melancholic, or phlegmatic. So it's
Right.
got to be phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic.
Yeah, it's got to be phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic.
It is phlegmatic. Got it that time, well done. Plenty of time, Jesus. Which German language novel takes the form of a collection of letters from the title character to his friend Wilhelm, beginning shortly after his move to the fictional village of Walheim?
Emmanuel Harrison.
Sorrows of Young Werther.
It was The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, of course. Your bonus questions are on the Earth's atmosphere. Located between the mesosphere and the exosphere, which outer layer of the atmosphere is so named because of the high temperatures it achieves through exposure to solar radiation?
I think it's a troposphere, I think.
But why would it be named?
I'm not as in,
Troposphere?
I don't
Troposphere?
exactly know, but I think that's the one.
That's right.
Come on.
Troposphere?
No, it's a thermosphere.
Atmosphere, yeah.
Found mostly within the thermosphere, which segment of the atmosphere is named for its relatively large proportion of electrically charged particles rather than atoms?
Ionosphere.
Yeah, ionosphere.
Ionosphere?
That is the ionosphere. Charged particles from the solar wind and other sources interact with the thermosphere to produce which phenomenon seen around the Earth's poles?
Aurora Borealis.
But no, because that's just north. So
Oh, yeah, so just northern
Aurora?
lights. Yeah.
Aurora?
Correct. For your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of classical music. For 10 points, name the composer.
Emmanuel Harrison.
Prokofiev.
No, Jesus. Want to have a go?
Jesus Schwabel.
Tchaikovsky.
No, it's Shostakovich. That was the Leningrad Symphony. We'll get some more music bonuses when you get the next starter question right. The intensity of what form of radiation depends solely on the mass, charge, and angular momentum of the body that emits it, commonly explained as being the result of interactions between pairs of virtual particles in a strong gravitational field. It is theoretically emitted from just outside the event horizon of a black hole. And it's
Jesus Dang.
Gravitational waves.
No, and I'm afraid you lose 5 points, and is named after a physicist who died in 2018.
Emmanuel Harrison.
Hawking radiation.
It is Hawking radiation. For your music starter, you heard an excerpt from Shostakovich's 7th Symphony, which is commonly known as the Leningrad Symphony. For your music bonuses, you're going to hear 3 more symphonies commonly known by the names of cities. 5 points for identifying the composer of each work. First, for 5 points.
It's a city. But we need to name the composer.
Yeah, composer.
So it's Baroque.
Yeah, could it be Haydn? He has an Oxford and a London.
London Symphony.
No, that's two. That's wait.
So just brought up, like, I don't know. Mark.
Yeah, go for it. Just go for it.
Bach.
No, it is Joseph Haydn. The Oxford Symphony on number 92 in G major. Second.
It sounds
What
quite
are some-
modern, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. What cities
Like
would have symphonies? Harrison?
Britain.
Yeah, give it a try. I mean,
When did the composer?
yeah, Bristol, as in Britain.
Britain.
No, that's Vaughan Williams. The London Symphony. And finally.
I mean, yeah, this is now classical, but
I think this might be Mozart.
Yeah, go
It
for
sounds a bit like a Mozart
Yeah.
piece, but I'm not sure if it's right. But give it a try.
Mozart.
That is Mozart. Yeah, it's the Paris Symphony. Here's another starter question. Plenty of time, Jesus. See if we can get going with this. What three letters appear at the start of words with these meanings? A metrical foot with two stressed or long syllables, the 2016 Best Picture Oscar winner, multicellular aquatic animals of the phylum Porifera, the second largest city in Washington state, and the first officer...
Emmanuel Alagar.
SPO.
Yes, SPO is correct for Spomby, Spotlight, Sponge, Spokane and Spock. Your bonuses then, Emmanuel, are three questions on the states of Brazil. Indicating two quite separate watercourses, what name appears along with the Portuguese for north and south in the states whose capitals are Natal and Porto Alegre?
Porto Alegre.
I don't know.
I think it's a major state.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
no,
We'll just
I'm
pass
Yeah,
it.
just pass.
No, just going to say any. If you know anything
Yeah.
in Brazil, it's just like Rio or something.
I don't, but
Just give it a try.
Come on.
Rio.
It's Rio Grande, do Norte and do Sul, respectively. An extension of the Gran Chaco Plain, the Pantanal is a large area of wetland in neighbouring states that bear the name of which plateau? The Pantanal lies to the south of the Amazon basin and drains into the Paraguay River.
Again, I'll know it. It's,
No. It's two.
begins with T, I think. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Come on.
Terra.
No, it's the Mato Grosso. 3,014 metres in height, Neblina Peak is the highest point in Brazil. It lies close to the border of Venezuela. In which large northwestern state?
Again.
No.
Amazon, like...
Yeah, give it a try. Amazonia,
Amazon?
I think, might be one, but give it a try.
Yeah. Amazon.
I'll accept Amazon, yep, Amazonas. Start the question now. Referring to a European capital, what three-word name is given to the group of composers who pioneered 12-tone and atonal techniques in the first half of the 20th century?
Jesus dang.
Vienna School?
No, and you lose 5 points. Members include Olban Berg, Anton Webern and Arnold Schoenberg.
Emmanuel Sutton.
Berlin.
No, I asked for a three-word name, so I couldn't accept your answer. Sorry, Jesus. And Emmanuel, you're just wrong. Here's another starter question. I need a single short word here. In a work of 1919, what entity did the German sociologist Max Weber define as a relation of men dominating men, a relation supported by means of legitimate violence?
Emmanuel Harrison.
State.
It was the state, of course, from his essay Politik als Beruf. Three questions for you then, Emmanuel, on culinary plants. Known in South Asia as a brinjal, what culinary vegetable of the nightshade family is found in dishes such as the Sicilian caponata, the Israeli sandwich sabish, and the Middle Eastern dip baba ganoush?
Is
Aubergine.
aubergine, yeah.
Aubergine?
Yeah.
Right. Aubergine.
Correct. Belonging to the cashew family, which fruit is the main ingredient of the Indian pickle avocado?
Cashew.
It's avocado.
It's not avocado, is it?
No, it's belonging to the cashew family. What's it?
I've never heard of it,
Yeah,
I'm afraid, so it's going to be a
ginger
bit of a guess. Give it a shot.
Ginger.
It's mango. You're missing out. The fruit of which tree in the genus Prunus is traditionally used in the French desert clafouti?
I think Prunus is plums.
This is plums.
So
I've
figs.
made clafouti, but I can't remember.
Oh, Clefaitus is cherries.
Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try.
Cherry.
It is cherry. Yeah. Let's start a question then. Commonly used in programming, the Cooley-Tukey algorithm is a so-called fast algorithm for which mathematical operation that decomposes a signal in time into its frequency components or vice versa.
Emmanuel Harrison.
Fourier expansion.
No, I can't accept that. I'm afraid you lose 5 points.
Jesus dang.
Fourier analysis?
No, I'm afraid I can't accept either of those. I needed to hear Fourier transform. Another starter question then. What six-letter word begins titles of works by Anthony Giddens, B.F. Skinner, Sigmund Freud and Friedrich Nietzsche, preceding, respectively, Left and Right, Freedom and Dignity, The Pleasure Principle and Good and Evil?
Emmanuel Harrison.
Beyond.
It was, of course, Beyond. Also an excellent tune by Daft Punk. 3 questions for you on final plays, Emmanuel. Sam Shepard based his final play on which play by Sophocles, written in 2013? Its title comes from a line in the original: if the killer can feel a particle of dread, your curse will bring him out of hiding.
Sophocles, that's the clouds,
could be-
the frogs.
No, that's Aristophanes. It'll either be Antigone or one of the Oedipus ones, but I don't know.
Antigone.
Antigone's not a horrendous guess.
Come on.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Antigone.
No, it was one of the Oedipus ones. It was Oedipus Rex. What was the English title of Samuel Beckett's final stage play? Written in 1983, its title comprises 2 monosyllabic question words.
Who, what? Yeah, that might be one. Go for it.
Who, what?
No, bad luck. It was What, Where.
What, where?
Regarded by the Royal Shakespeare Company as Shakespeare's final work, which play is duly attributed to both Shakespeare and John Fletcher and takes its plot from Chaucer's The Knight's Tale?
Oh, this is Two Noble Kinsmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Defer to Alex.
Two Noble Kinsmen.
It is The Two Noble Kinsmen. Another starter question. This one's a picture round. For your picture starter, you're going to see a building. For 10 points, name the architect.
Jesus Biggs.
Frank Lloyd Wright.
It is Frank Lloyd Wright, yes. For your picture starter, you saw Taliesin West, a 1937 building included in a World Heritage Site dedicated to the work of Frank Lloyd Wright. For your picture bonuses, you'll see 3 more buildings that feature in World Heritage Sites dedicated to a single architect. For 5 points each, identify each architect. First, the architect of this building.
That's Gaudi. No? Yeah, Gaudi. Wait, yeah, Gaudi.
Gaudi.
It is Gaudi. Secondly,
What is that?
It looks kind of Italian, doesn't it?
French.
French. Corbusier's French.
Yeah, say it.
Corbusier.
that is Palladio. And finally,
Oh, the Palladian style. Yeah. Oh, that sort of looks like what's the guy? The Los Angeles Gary.
Gary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary.
no, that is Le Corbusier. Another starter question. See if you can get on a run with this, Jesus. In a media context, for what does the abbreviation BET stand, referring to a US cable channel set up?
Emmanuel Chen.
Black Entertainment Television.
It is Black Entertainment Television. Your bonuses, Emmanuel, are on mathematics. In each case, the answer I need is a single-word surname, and all 3 begin with the same letter. Born in 1870, which Swedish mathematician gives his name to the fractal curve produced by taking an equilateral triangle and replacing the middle third of each side with 2 sides of an equilateral triangle pointing outwards ad infinitum?
Mandelbrot.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
Mandelbrot.
No, I'm afraid it's Helga von Koch, and the curve is often called the Koch snowflake. Which scientist gives his name to a conjecture later proven by Thomas Hales, which states that cubic close packing or hexagonal close packing are the densest ways of packing spheres into a 3-dimensional space? He died in 1630.
Oh, that's very painful because I have known
It's
this.
K-O-C,
Could be.
right? It's a surname.
It's going to be a K, I think, because it's
Yeah.
got the K. The only one I can think of is Kepler, but it's probably
No,
not him.
I don't think it is.
But
We'll go for it.
yeah, may as well.
Kepler.
You're right to go for it. It is Johannes Kepler. Which German mathematician gives his name to a closed, non-orientable surface that may be constructed in 4-dimensional space by joining the edges of 2 mirrored Möbius strips?
Oh, Klein. It's a Klein bottle.
Klein.
Yeah, Klein.
Klein.
It is a Klein bottle, and Klein students can answer. 4 minutes to go. In chemistry, what adjective is used to denote any of a large class of notably stable, unsaturated compounds, such as benzene, that have alternate...
Emmanuel Harrison.
Aromatic.
It is aromatic. Your bonuses, Emmanuel, are on years consisting of 3 consecutive digits in descending order. For example, 765. In each case, give the year in which the following took place. First, according to the Irish annals, the year in which St. Patrick arrived in Ireland on his mission to Christianise the island.
It's decreasing, right?
Yeah, so if we can get the century, we've got the 1, but I do not know the century.
I don't know the century.
Should we try 765? That sounds plausible.
765, that's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a total guess, but let's try.
765.
Well, I wouldn't have said it already if it was 765.
Oh, yeah.
It's 432. Secondly, the year in which Hugh Capet was crowned King of the Franks, beginning the Capetian dynasty.
That's
Franks,
going to be...
that's
No, that'll be...
400.
Capetian is like... It's going to be after the first one, so... I would guess before the 8th century, so maybe maybe 654.
Yeah.
654.
No, that's 987. Finally, the year BC that saw the Samnites inflict a major defeat on the Roman Republic at the Battle of Caudine Forks.
So do we need to have them ascending or descending if it's BC? I assume
Still
still
descending.
descending. I also
3,
have
2,
no idea.
1, probably. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a try. No, 3, 2, 1's way too early, I think.
Hurry up,
Be
come
able
on.
to
Okay, just 98.
3, 2, 1.
It is 321 BC. It's not way too early at all. Another starter question here. I need the name of a country. Remembered as Madar-e-Millat, or Mother of the Nation, Fatima Jinnah was one of the leading founders of which modern-day nation? She was the sister of its first Governor-General, who took office in 1947.
Jesus Schwabel.
Kenya.
No.
Emmanuel Sutton.
Pakistan.
It was, of course, Pakistan. She's the wife of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. 3 questions then for you, Emmanuel, on acts of art vandalism. In 1974, art dealer Tony Shafrazi spray-painted the words "Kill Lies All" on which major painting of 1937, on loan to New York's MoMA from Madrid's Reina Sofia. He's believed to have been protesting the release on bail of US Lieutenant William Corley, arrested for war crimes in Vietnam.
This is Guernica, probably.
That makes sense.
It sounds
Which
right.
one, sorry?
Guernica.
Could be. Give it a try.
Guernica.
It is Guernica by Picasso, of course. In 1997, Russian performance artist Alexander Brina spray-painted a dollar sign across the White Cross, a suprematist work by which Ukrainian artist. Brina claimed to be protesting corruption and commercialisation in the art world.
This is probably Malevich. But
Yeah, give it a shot. Most
know
famous
anyone
suprematist.
else.
Give it a go.
Malevich.
It is Malevich in the Stedelijk Museum, Amsterdam. And in July 2022, supporters of Just Stop Oil posted an apocalyptic reimagining of which painting by John Constable over the original in London's National Gallery.
the Haywain is
Yeah,
in the
good.
gallery.
The Haywain.
It is the Haywain. Well done. Another starter question now. Which literary work includes a chapter titled Vanished into the Clouds, which is left blank to express the protagonist's death?
Jesus Biggs.
The Tale of Genji.
It is the Tale of Genji. 3 questions for you, Jesus, on a theme in sociology. What term has been used by activists such as Angela Davis to denote the interrelation of government crime policies and the privatisation of prison facilities, particularly in the US? It was coined by analogy with an expression credited to Dwight Eisenhower.
Prison industrial complex.
It is. Ruth Wilson Gilmore's 2007 work, Golden Gulag, is a study of the prison system in which US states. She analyses how a 900-mile corridor of 90 large and small prisons has developed, nearly half of which were newly built between 1984 and 2004. And at the gong, Jesus College Oxford has 60 points, and Emmanuel College Cambridge have 240. Goodness me. Well, Jesus, it just wasn't your night. You never quite got going. Sort of feel like if you got a couple of starters right early on, you might have built a bit of momentum, but it never quite happened. I want to say that we're going to see you again, but the truth is, we're probably not, are we? Have you had a good time? Have you enjoyed it?
Time of my life.
Yeah, it's
Time of
been
my
great.
life.
Fantastic. Let's see your nails. Green for Jesus, green. Fantastic. Emmanuel, 240. That is a juicy score. Congratulations on an excellent performance. I hope you can join us next time for another first-round match, but until then, it's goodbye from Jesus College Oxford.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Emmanuel College Cambridge.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.